I don't know how I feel about this movie, but I do think you should watch it, and I'm very excited to see how they follow up from this movie. 6.5 out of 10. I can't give it any more than that. It's corny. It's corny, but okay. So Transformers. So if you like big robots, Transformers, action stuff, they have that here. You're already sold, right? Okay, fine. I think with that alone, base level, you could probably give it a 5. But what's also very interesting is this movie is set starting in New York in the 1990s. Full on Marky Mark, Wu Tang Clan, NWA. Anthony Ramos plays pretty much the main character, along with Dominique Fishback. I bring them up because you have a primary Hispanic and primary black main character duo amongst all these robots. And you have that feeling throughout the whole film. And I didn't expect that. I This is where I'm going to divide the room a bit. I'm not actually trying to. I'm just trying to get you to understand. I'm black. I know I don't sound like it. Whenever I see any kind of representation of characters who also happen to be black in a film, especially a major motion picture like this one, I'm always a little bit more excited. It's always nice to see somebody that looks like you and feels like you on the screen. It You are connected more to it. I had to give you an example for the Left 4 Dead games when you had Lewis and Coach in there. I always played them. It was always fun. I played the other characters too, but it felt even cooler that I got to play the black guy in a video game. So when you see that in a movie, especially like this one, and they lean so heavily into that background, well, they do a good job of it. It's a little corny, right? It adds something more to it. It elevates it more. Actually, maybe, you know what? I don't usually do this in my reviews, but I actually might give this a 7.5 because of a 6.5, just talking about that aspect. They weave that in quite well, a little bit too well in certain ways. For example, Anthony Ramos's character, he, he's a young man. He just got out of the military. Um, he wasn't doing too great in there. One of the reasons why, if not the main reason, he has a younger brother that's very sick. I can't remember what he has, but he has to go to the hospital a lot. They can't afford medical bills. It's a bad situation to be in. He's doing what he can to help out his mom and his brother. He's trying to find a job in security because, again, he came from the military. I think he's like a comms expert or something like that. But he's just not catching a break. And there's a scene in there, and I don't want to ruin too much, but I have to say this to kind of give you an idea, where this one guy basically won't give him a job, and he basically says, "We don't want people like you in there." And there's a whole "What do you mean, you people?" kind of a situation going on. It's yeah, like yeah, okay, yeah, it happens, right? It's real. It's just it feels so, I don't know, pointed. But I felt it. I felt connected. I was rooting for him. You want him to succeed. So when he falls into this situation, I was excited for him. I was excited for him throughout the whole movie. You could just tell this was his big break. This was the thing that he needed. Meanwhile, Dominique's character, she you get excited for her for a different reason. Uh Basically, she's the talent and her boss is a hack that basically takes all of the talent's work for herself. So when she falls into the situation, you're rooting for her for that reason. And I'm saying all this to you guys because I found myself for the first time ever, and I haven't seen all of the Transformers movies. I found myself caring more about the humans than I did about the robots. I didn't expect that to happen. Usually, I think just do away with the humans. We don't need them. I just want to see the robots. But they did it in this one. Good job. You actually care about all of them. You care about the robots. You care about the humans. Michelle Yeoh's in this movie too. I swear, I just did a review, The Mechanic Resurrection, where Michelle Yeoh's in that one. She's in this one too. She's in everything. I'll give you a shout out in my next video if you tell me which character she plays. Go ahead in the comments. Hey, heck, I'll even review whatever movie you want me to see if you name her character in this movie. If you get that far, You don't have to say my name. You can just say the character she played. That's good enough. Oh, and I just looked this up. Did you guys know Pete Davidson's in this movie? I didn't realize, but now I do. Now that I looked him up and then I can hear his voice. But before I get into that, I'm about to get into some spoilers. So, like and share if you like what I'm saying. Comment, let me know what you think. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. Here we go. I'm gonna give you guys this one just because I think it's really interesting. I didn't realize Mirage. He's the Autobot in the middle, right? He's the one that makes friends with Anthony Ramos's character. That's how it all kind of gets started. Mirage, I'd say, is a pretty big character in the film. In some ways, more than Optimus. Just because the relationship between Mirage and Ramos's character is very good. It's very solid. It's very in your face, but in a good way. And Mirage's powers are cool because he can, make like illusions of himself in multiple places and whatnot. It looks cool. He's a cool character. He's fun. I did not know that was that was Pete Davidson's voice, but now that I could hear it and see, yeah, definitely Pete Davidson as Mirage. Awesome. Okay, and if you got this far, uh, if you're wondering about the Beasts, are they good? You know what? Mm, I really like the Beast Wars cartoon. I don't know about you guys. Not enough. They didn't utilize them enough. They didn't. I don't want to call it like a bait and switch, but they underutilized. Disappointing. Really fun when you saw them. They were cool, but it really was still more about Optimus and his team. Okay, that's all I got. Check this out. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you later.